Next comment comes from Eldest. He says, if you sold every one of your microphones and preamps, how comfortable would you be putting a down payment on a new house? Eldest, thank you very much for the comment. I want to clarify something. My objection is not to the down payment. My objection is to the monthly cost. Now, I have been saving up for a down payment for 4 years at this point, and I have a pretty good lump sum of money. Let us go ahead and jump back into Excel. Not going to be a crazy Excel day like last week, but I want to show something. Now we are in the exact same spreadsheet as last week, but I have added one additional line. I will give a quick recap of what the spreadsheet demonstrates. It starts with a gross income of somebody who is in between a master's degree and a bachelor's degree, because a bachelor's typically earns around $65K a year salary, and somebody with a master's degree earns about $78,000 a year. This averages to $71,500 dues. Then we remove insurance, retirement, and taxes, and we can then calculate our monthly take-home pay. And with that information, we're able to calculate what percentage of our income would need to be allocated to housing to actually get into a mortgage now. And the reason I'm bringing all of this up is to indicate that a large down payment of 20% really doesn't change much. All of the figures that we looked at last week took into account a 20% down payment. That is the baseline in the mortgage calculator I was using. So when I was saying we could afford a $126,000 home, which would lead to a $910 a month mortgage, that means that we put down $25,300 and borrowed $101,000. And being that the vast majority of homes are $350,000 to $450,000, you will have a down payment between $62,000 and maybe $90,000. But that still leads to the monthly payment that ends up being between 50 and 70% of your monthly income. So yes, in theory, I could sell all of my microphones, all of my preamps, all of my audio equipment, and increase my down payment. But if I am putting a down payment on a $450,000 home and I can put down the 20% equaling $91,360, that still means my monthly mortgage payment is going to be $2,500. That is still a lot of money. And in the scenario that we have drawn out here, that would be 70% of this person's income. And yes, you are only borrowing $365,000 at 6.3% over 30 years. But that just goes to show that the down payment isn't really the main contributing factor to the unaffordability of homes. Because I have saved for 4 years and I have a good chunk of money saved for a down payment, but I would be putting a down payment on a home that I think is unaffordable because the monthly payments would still be crazy. So there you go. That's my answer. Yes, I could put a down payment. Right now, I could put a very good down payment on a home at the current home prices, but the monthly payment would still be unaffordable for me. There you go, Eldest. I appreciate it. And I think this may conclude the mortgage talk unless there's more stuff that comes up. It's super interesting. And I know this is just looking at a very specific part of the calculation because the mortgage market is so much more than price. I get that. This is just me doing quick math or maths to understand where the market is for me. I'm not saying this is where the market ought to be moving for everybody. I'm just saying I'm out. I'm out right now. If it goes down, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. I'm out. I'm out. All right. Thank you very much, Eldest. I appreciate you. And now we have super thanks. We have a couple thanks to give. Number one, to TechMed Rainer Richter for €10. Then to TechMed Rainer Richter for €10. And then to TechMed Rainer Richter for €5, totaling €25 of super thanks. Thank you very much. Super producer, thanks a lots. Executive producer, associate, I don't know the terminology. Thank you very much for the super thanks, Rainer Richter. Appreciate you so much for the constant support. You are a legend. And now, let us jump to my favorite part of the show, the Ask Bandrew segment. Welcome back to the Ask Bandrew segment, the segment where you ask me, Bandrew, and I answer you, listener, submitter, questionnaire, whatever the terminology it is that you prefer. If you want to ask a question, go to askbandrew.com. There are instructions on how to send in audio, video, and text. I do prefer audio and video submissions, sub 1 minute, because it gives you a break from me, which is great. And we get to hear how you sound on your audio equipment, which is also great. We have 2 voice submissions, and then finally, we are caught up. Can you believe it? We are caught up. Now I need more. Send in more questions. First voice submission comes from Unnamed. Take it away, Unnamed Individual.
Hi, Andrew. I recently got a Behringer XM8500 and a Euphoria UM2 to replace a $10 USB mic. I only use it for voice chat, mainly on Discord. When I record on Audacity, the difference is huge, but when I asked my friends on Discord which one sounded better, they said they sound about the same. Is Discord audio always bad, or am I doing something wrong? Any advice would be appreciated. Thanks for everything.
Unnamed Individual, thank you very much for the voice submission.